Hello and welcome to another edition of the Matt Z WWE Show. Please be sure to leave a like, a comment and go subscribe for more videos. Today I'm going to be giving you my preview on Brock Lesnar vs Triple H, WrestleMania 29, no holds barred, what this means, what it will, will it sell well, will it not sell well, and my thoughts on the match itself. And I'll start off by saying this match has already been done. We've seen it less than a year ago, way less than a year ago, probably 6-7 months ago. We saw it at SummerSlam 2012, and it was billed then as a fight, and this time it's billed as no holds barred. And many people will say, that is a very similar stipulation, if you will, and the match may feel very similar, except I expect there to be a different outcome, and many people expect Triple H to win this match, which, there's pros and cons to that. WrestleMania is typically year by year it's a one-off pay-per-view. So people say to me, well, WWE should think more long-term. Well, WrestleMania has always been, and in my opinion always will be, that one-off pay-per-view of the year where other things just don't matter, and the WWE just do not consider the long-term future of the business a lot of the time. They just go with what they feel is necessary to sell this pay-per-view. And I believe you can't criticise the WWE for this, because at the end of the day, WrestleMania every year is the thing that racks in the most money for them pay-per-view wise by a country mile. I mean, it normally does around more than double the pay-per-view sales of the Royal Rumble, which is the nearest rival to it. So they do have to make this pay-per-view feel like something special, and by having matches like this, the sort of matches where there's two very big draws, two very big superstars, two very big ticket sellers being put into a match, and that is what they like to do, the showcase of the immortals, if you will, and it sort of makes the pay-per-view have a big fight feel about the whole pay-per-view. And with the three main event matches we are getting, obviously The Rock vs John Cena, CM Punk vs The Undertaker, and Triple H vs Brock Lesnar, this pay-per-view certainly does have a big fight feel about it, whether you like it or not, whether you are excited for the pay-per-view or you aren't. You can't deny it feels like something big. And it's interesting because I do expect Triple H to win this match, and like I said, that probably isn't the best thing for the long-term, ambition of the company, because Brock Lesnar has signed a 2-year deal, and he will be working sort of 3-4 pay-per-views a year for the next 2 years, and Triple H will likely not be doing any pay-per-views in that time. I mean, I can't see anyone for him to have a rivalry with. I don't see the point in bringing him back. So if they wanted to go with what was best for the future, then Brock Lesnar winning would undoubtedly be the solution, or the route they should go with this match. But I don't believe they will go with that route. I believe they will have Triple H win, and I'll tell you why, because it's a feel-good moment for the fans, because the typical fan roots for the good guy, and Brock Lesnar by any means is not a good guy, especially in this in the storyline he's currently in with Triple H. He just completely disrespects Triple H. He disrespected Shawn Michaels. He disrespects Paul Heyman disrespects Triple H's family. So this has a personal feel about it, and with Brock Lesnar winning last year and breaking Triple H's arm, it'd be a feel-good moment for many fans to have Triple H win here. And that's what WrestleMania is about a lot of the time. You get think back in WrestleMania history, there's so many feel-good moments. Dare I say WrestleMania 20, Chris Benoit, crippler crossface, Triple H tapping out. WrestleMania 21, Batista beating Triple H. WrestleMania 22, John Cena beating Triple H. And you just got to go back in these moments in history, and you've got to understand that the feel-good moments, that's what you get typically to round off a WrestleMania. You get a feel-good moment. Obviously, you get the odd, Austin 20 chair shots to The Rock at WrestleMania 17, turning him heel. That was obviously not a feel-good moment for a lot of the fans. But typically, you get, the good guys winning at WrestleMania. That's what I'm trying to say, basically. The good guys generally do win at WrestleMania, because the amount of casual fans that tune into WrestleMania is very high, and they want to see their heroes, if you will, win their matches. And so unfortunately for a lot of the hardcore fans, a lot of the internet fans, you've just got to accept that this pay-per-view is not really directed at you. It's directed more at a wider audience. And that's not to say we won't get good matches, because CM Punk vs The Undertaker should be a great match. But other matches on the card, such as Triple H vs Brock Lesnar and John Cena vs The Rock, are more catered towards a larger audience, in my opinion. So we've already seen this match, and Triple H's career being on the line is kind of a strange one because, like I said, he very rarely wrestles anyway. So that stipulation, to me, doesn't make me any more emotionally invested than it would have with just a no-holds-barred stipulation. Because if Triple H were to lose here, it wouldn't feel like anyone's losing anything. I mean, he'd still be COO of the company. He'd just not be allowed to wrestle people. And let's face it, who has he wrestled lately? He wrestled Brock Lesnar last year. He wrestled CM Punk the year before. Like, it's a once-a-year thing that it's not a massive thing in the company anymore. So that stipulation does not add a lot to this match, in my opinion. And, you know, if Brock Lesnar's career was on the line, then that would be a bit different because he's just signed a 2-year deal, you know. So this match, although I've said I think Triple H is going to win, I don't feel it is as predictable as the other two main event matches of The Undertaker vs CM Punk and John Cena vs The Rock. Them two matches really are in a league of their own for predictability, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people are saying CM Punk's going to win, but honestly, I expect The Undertaker and John Cena to win. And I expect that this match will sort of supplement the card. This Lesnar vs Triple H match will supplement the card and make the pay-per-view buy rate high, along with the other two main event matches. And this, a lot of people saying this could this pay-per-view will drop severely in terms of pay-per-view buys. I completely disagree. I mean, I do expect to see a drop, but I expect it to be only, 100,000 buy drop, which is, less than 10% drop from buys of last year. So I don't expect it to be a critical hit to the pay-per-view buy rate. I still expect it to do 1.1, 1.2 million. And I don't think it's out of the question that it could do as much, if not more, than last year's. And my thinking behind that is, although The Rock versus John Cena was already done last year, so less people will be buying for that reason. But this year we've added Brock Lesnar to the card. We've added a CM Punk vs The Undertaker match to the card, and that may sort of cancel out the drop, if you see what I'm saying. Because last year, you've got to remember, Brock Lesnar wasn't even on the card. So having him on the card will surely, save some buys that they would have lost, maybe, if you see what I'm saying. And this feud does feel personal. Brock Lesnar vs Triple H, it feels personal. With Paul Heyman on the mic, it feels personal. It feels like something that is definitely worth tuning in to watch. And whichever way it goes, it feels like it means something. It feels like this match has a meaning. It doesn't just feel like one of those matches where they chuck two top guys together and hope for the best, which is what The Rock vs John Cena sort of feels like this year. Maybe not as much last year, but this year, The Rock vs John Cena does kind of feel like they've just thrown two biggest draws. They've not bothered really with a storyline. I know you've got the John Cena redemption story, but they've not really bothered to, to really play out a proper story with it to make us feel emotionally invested in the story. Whereas Brock Lesnar vs Triple H feels like an intense rivalry that we really are buying into as fans. And I can't speak about all the fans, but I know a lot of fans sort of do buy into this rivalry, and it does feel like a rivalry. It feels like a feud. It doesn't just feel like two guys getting in the ring and wrestling for no apparent reason. It feels like it means something. And this brings me on to my next point about the possibility of if Brock Lesnar does lose this match, he's going to lose a lot of steam going into his 2-year contract, which is the only downside to Triple H winning, I believe. Although it's a feel-good moment, Brock Lesnar will lose a lot, well, maybe not a lot of steam, but he will lose some, he'll lose some of that monster package that he has now. People look at him and they think, wow, this guy can't be beat. Well, if he takes a loss to Triple H at WrestleMania, people won't think that as much. Because let's be honest, when he came back, he was booked straight away to lose to John Cena. He then got his, he got made to look stronger by beating Triple H at SummerSlam. But if he were now to lose to Triple H, that would mean that the two people he'd feuded with since coming back, he had lost to. And that isn't good for a character. That isn't good to help someone look strong. And if he is going to be feuding with CM Punk at some point, if he's going to be feuding with Randy Orton at some point, he's going to want to look strong for them rivalries to actually feel like proper big rivalries where people are going to be tuning in to watch them. I mean, CM Punk vs Brock Lesnar would definitely have a lot of potential. That match to me sounds like it could do, you know, headline a SummerSlam, headline Survivor Series, headline one of them two pay-per-views, and the same with Randy Orton versus Brock Lesnar. And it'd be strange to see Randy Orton actually headline a pay-per-view. I mean, that is you know, I haven't seen that one for a while. So anyway, there's my my thoughts on this match. Please leave a comment below on what you think, and I'd be interested to see, are you guys looking forward to this match more than the other two main events? For me, it's the middle ground between, you know, the match I'm really looking forward to is CM Punk vs The Undertaker. The match I'm really not looking forward to is The Rock vs John Cena. And for me, Brock Lesnar vs Triple H is sort of the middle ground to that. It's a match that I'm emotionally invested in, but I'm not, you know, I'm not buying the pay-per-view solely to see this match, put it that way. If this was the headline act of the pay-per-view, I probably wouldn't be buying it. But it's good to supplement the card, and I believe it will be good for the buy rate. So thanks for watching. This has been the Matt Z WWE Show. Please be sure to leave a like, a comment, go subscribe, and thanks for watching. See ya.